Welcome to the beginning of the third age of mankind, 10 years after the Earth-Minbari War. The Babylon Project was a dream given form. Unfortunately, though, the dream is not always a nice one. As the previous episode crawls to an end, a certain sad scene occurs. There are several bright balls of plasma flying through the air, striking our brave warrior several times. On the chest, on the arms, on the legs. He pretty much loses count after the second hit, which takes his consciousness and he falls to the ground, like the proverbial tree cut down by 100 blows. As he raises, he notices that the room is quiet. The wounds no longer hurt. The battle is long over. The shuttle is long dead. There is nothing except his own whispers and a few floating corpses around him. And then he snaps to attention when a voice calls, "Malone, are you paying attention in class?" As he looks around, he notices he's sitting behind a desk of a brightly lit tutorial hall of the academy. The academy back on Earth. West Point. Right next to him, his old buddy. Long dead now, but there, as he was on the day of the first course he ever took, just trying to get Malone's attention, snapping him out of his dream. Come on, no time for daydreaming, boy.
Sorry, Andy, I must have been lost in thought. What were we studying again?
Starting soon. The first lesson ever. Time to go. Prep up your game. And, on an odd side note, Malone also notices something else. There is also a certain Centauri sitting nearby, also sharing this dream.
That Centauri was not there. In fact, this Centauri is far too old, considering that it is Landas himself, as he is the last time you saw him, sitting on one of the benches. You don't remember who was supposed to be there, but it definitely was another human, not a Centauri with a proud fan of hair that is traditional for his stature. And Landas is equally confused by his location, as he sees this august hall of about 200 human students in front of an officer with several medals on his chest, giving a speech about how proud they should be upon entering an august academy such as West Point to receive their training in the arts of being a proper soldier of the Earth Force Marine Corps.
Hey, Landis, what are you doing here?
Air Force? What? No. What? No, where are we?
This is... I must be dreaming or something. This is West Point. This is early graduation, I think. Landis, were you here with me?
Why should I, Landis Cortas, be on Earth at an
They're looking at it.
project?
They're looking at us. They're looking at us. He does not like people talking in the background. Be very cool. We'll figure out what's going on.
Sorry. I'm getting quieter, and I'm literally trying to, seeing everyone's attention on me, I'm literally going like this.
I'm leaning towards into you and just doing that little side whisper thing occasionally.
Landas is clearly overwhelmed by all this. This is all new to him. He's never been inside this building. Everything is strange, so he does not notice what Malone does. Malone notices another figure he does not remember from that day. There is a blonde woman in a stylish outfit, standing at the edge of the ceremonial hall. What makes it strange that, unlike the others, she is not looking at the front, where the officer is giving his flamboyant speech of the rigors of duty and what is to be expected of a soldier. Instead, she seems to be looking straight at you two, directly focusing her attention to you. And you notice that she is wearing the badge of Psionic on her vest, and the leather gloves associated with the position.
Have you done anything to gain attention of one of your psychics?
Would this happen to be Karen?
No, this is not Karen.
Even better. I've never seen that woman in my life.
And as you seem to be fixating your attention to her, your surroundings suddenly change. Suddenly you're being fired upon once more. Dug in a trench, there is plasma flying all around you, dirt being peppered by various explosives nearby. Some of it rains on top of you as you duck into a foxhole, just to find yourself next to each other once more, but in a different place. This time, though, unfortunately for Landis, your magnificent mane is hidden underneath a helmet, squished beyond recognition. You're holding an Earth-made rifle in your hand. Your clothes are rugged, used, seen combat, some holes here and there, and this is no place you remember, but Malone remembers this place well. This is a battlefield. Back during your youth years before the Minbari War, when you were still securing the galaxy as the police force known as the Earth Force, making sure the minor races will not get into scuffles between each other. And during this battle, in particular, you remember losing several good friends, but yourself getting out of it intact.
With me, Landis. Stay within cover. As long as we're within this trench, we won't be hit.
I'm literally I'm just diving there, and I'm picking myself up, and I'm like, seriously, I've never believed in ground pounders.
Be cool. We're going to meet up with Alpha Squad, and we're going to get back to a more secure zone about a couple clicks back.
Noah, where the hell are we? I'm not Air Force. I shouldn't be here. Why am I here?
A loud explosion nearby trembles the ground just as Elanda speaks and accidentally pops her head up higher.
Definitely I should not be here. Definitely not. Give me a nice Centauri cruiser any day. Or a nice Centauri female. Either one.
All right, well, follow me this way.
Fine.
Alpha Squad, what's your position? We're on our way over. What's your position? Over.
This is Alpha Squad. Our position is 2 by 5 by 7, standing by, waiting to reconnect. Alpha Squad out.
All right, hold the shuttle. Got a couple of squad mates over here with us. We're going to get in, secure the position. We'll fall back a little bit more to Zone B. We'll be there in 5 mics. Landis, Andy, Bill, Rogers. Follow me this way. I want cover and fire. Advance on 3, 2, 1, go.
Who the fuck is Landis? Roger. The squad begins to follow orders. They are kicking it up, just like you remember, each of them doing their duties as mandated by your orders. Though an explosion happens, just as they all climb out of the foxhole ready to charge out. You see the great majority of them blown into smithereens and flown across several directions, spreading over the battlefield in a manner most gruesome and utterly not what you remember happening.
Explosions all around us. Landis gets hit. I pick him up fireman style and start dragging him towards Alpha Squad. But maybe a couple clicks away. They're coming in for reinforcements. It's alright, buddy. We'll be fine. Don't bleed out on me. We're gonna make it. We're gonna get on that shuttle and we're gonna make it.
I don't know what you're talking about, Malone. I shouldn't be here in the first place.
I remember something bad happening here.
What do you mean remember? It's the present, surely.
What are you doing here? You weren't involved in this part of the war. You're not even supposed to be here.
Quite right, I'm Centauri. I shouldn't be involved in any Earth conflict.
How badly hurt are you? Here, let me put you down for a second. Let me take a look at what you... Alright.
Which way you hurt me?
Let me open up your shirt. Where's it hurt? Does this hurt?
As you are tending to his injuries, the battle seems to be raging on, and the local resistance forces seem to be pushing back your troops, considering the explosions are moving further and further from the areas Malone remembers happening. This battle is clearly being lost. Well, you remember it being a sound victory.
This wasn't supposed to happen. Well, I'm supposed to be able to reach Alpha Squad, and we're supposed to go to the next rendezvous.
And indeed,
Alpha Squad, where are you at?
And indeed, as you call for Alpha Squad and turn to look towards the direction of their shuttle, you can see their shuttle departing, going up into the sky, only to be met by a single missile, gliding across the sky, hitting it square in the side, and it exploding in those 1,000 pieces, spreading them around the battlefield. You remember taking that very shuttle yourself and leaving this planet, but now that truth is close to you.
Landis, that was our last way out.
What?
We're stuck here. We're in hostile territory. We're surrounded by enemy. I've got maybe a clip and a half left in the rifle. You're injured. I don't know what to do.
This
isn't supposed to be happening. We're not supposed to be here.
This is just a nightmare. Just a nightmare. I am secretly in bed with a couple of tired views. I have to be. I'm too young to die.
Wake up, Landis. This isn't a game. We gotta get somewhere safe. I know there's a few buildings we can maybe walk away over there. How can you move yet?
Just move me.
I'm gonna need you, soldier. We're gonna both need to be aware to stay alive. Come on. Put an arm around your shoulder and let's move. You still have your rifle. What's your clip like?
I don't know. Earth weapon. Hold on. I think it's full.
Okay. Enemy fire over that direction. Stay low. We're going in this direction here, trying to get to that building.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's stay away from them. Bloody hell.
As you are making your way, clearly the baggage called quarters is slowing you down and making it harder to go through the more low obstacles. And as you try doing it, you find yourself cut off as the enemy fire from the potholes nearby prevent you from going any further. They seem to have their weapons trained on you and quite probably are going to land a hit if you try to cross this one street, formerly street nowadays, less rubble than the other parts of the area.
They see us and they're aiming at us, right?
They're aiming at you, but you are behind a solid cover for now. It's a former wall, used to be a building before an explosion.
I'm gonna peek around and do a quick look and see how many of them there are there. This is not good. It's me and a wounded soldier versus how many of them.
Okay, as you peek over the wall in a quick succession a few times from between different spots, not to be in the same location, you gather that there is a grand total of 3 people in those potholes trained at you. If the battle is going in any way you are able to foresee, their numbers will only grow as the time goes on, as less and less counter-fire is being given by the human positions around the battlefield.
And there's 3 of them up ahead.
Yes.
I think we're gonna have to go around. I don't think you could survive this.
Well, do you have a pistol or a small weapon? I think it might be better for you to take the rifle.
Yeah, okay. I reach back and I grab a hand pistol, steel metal, ballistic, and gas-powered. Probably around what we would consider a Glock shot. 12 shots, center mass, make them count. Here you go.
Right, I'm assuming it's just point and pull the trigger.
Aim, pull the trigger. Don't stop till you run out of bullets.
Oh, bullets, I've heard of these. We call them antiques.
Yeah. Landis, you've got to get past these 3 groups into that building there. We'll be able to hold off, and there's a couple of sections where we could reinforce ourselves and hold off for a little bit longer. Here's what we're going to do. I have 1 grenade left. Count of 3. We're going to toss this. I'm going to give you cover and fire. Then you're going to give me cover and fire, and we're going to advance on the enemy, and we're going to wipe them out. We're not going to make sure they're dead. We're just going to get past them as quickly as we can.
Okay.
Can you manage that, Landis?
I'll do what I can.
All right. Take 1 quick look. Make sure that they're all bundled up. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, you throw the grenade, it flies over the obstacles, landing into the foxholes of the enemy. There's an explosion, and there is a small window for you to dash through as they recover from the shock. This is your time to make your move. What is it?
Yeah.
So I'm not like hopping through the window. I'm literally turning through like what remains of a doorway, holding my gut in with one hand, gun out, hobbling. If I'm seeing any shadows moving, I'm just taking the occasional pot shot, moving on to the next bit of cover. And as I get to it, I'm just crashing against it. Try to remember I can still breathe and not think everything's on fire.
Yes, as you focus yourself, the pain alleviates a little. You look at the several shadows passing by, taking pot shots at them. And what is Malone's action?
Double fisting 2 rifles, the one on the left hand, one on the right hand, and I'm moving forward and just creating space, firing off, covering fire arc, aiming at where they landed. Like if I see any movement or them popping out there, exposing themselves, I'm going to direct my fire there. I'm moving Landis. Now that he's into that doorway into the building, I'm crossing the street as quickly as I can the whole time, firing out both barrels.
As you do that, both of you realize that your shots are hitting the target way more accurate than they should be, considering the occasion. Every shot seems to find its mark. In a matter of seconds, the enemies are mowed down in front of you. As the smoke of the grenade clears, you have a moment of respite. There is no fire in your immediate vicinity. All the explosions, they are muffled. They are still there, but they feel like they belong to another time, another place. And there is the voice that says, "Help me." As you turn to look, you see the same blonde woman with the light brown jacket and the short skirt, the badge of the Psi Corps and the dark gloves, reaching out just to be consumed by a shadow, and you find yourselves sitting in a conference room. Across the table is Karen and her lawyer. Her face is smug. She knows she's winning. She knows she got it all. This is the grand argument. And next to Malone is his lawyer, on his left, as he remembers, settling the case. On his right, Femi... no, that's not Femi. That's Landis.
What?
Landis, you're helping me with Karen, with my divorce.
Excuse me, we were not talking to your telepath. We are talking about the settlement. According to the articles we provided, you are to provide for the care of the child in perpetuity as by the legislation of the Earth Alliance, and that should amount to 1,242 credits a month.
I got no problem with paying any amount of money, but I want to see Billy. I want the ability to see him on weekends, on days, on timeouts. The arrangement we have now, I never get to see him. She's got full custody. She's got the house. She's got the property, and I get alimony, and I don't even get to see Billy. That's just not fair.
Whether or not it is fair, it's not the purpose of this meeting. This meeting is to make sure you are well informed enough of your duties as the father of Karen's child. Well, and your child, obviously. However, as the agreement is, here are the papers. I expect them signed as soon as possible, though you may consult with your lawyer at your whim. Are there any questions other than the complaints about you disagree with the judge?
Femi, Landis, sorry. Take a look at this. See what...
I know I might not be human, but...
Sir Malone, I am your lawyer? Why are you handing those to your telepath?
I'm sorry, I just got... Karen gets me so mad here.
Thank you. Thank you, jeez. Oh, it's all up and up, and the only way out of this is to prove that it's not your child. Unless you can do that, you're gonna have to be paying for Billy all the rest of your life. Without being allowed to see him.
You humans do have DNA testing, surely?
Yeah, well, that's what you were here for, was to make sure that...
Wow, since when had telepaths gotten so proud that they're calling themselves non-humans? Oh, jeez. We should go back to the age where we had you in camps That way you knew your place. Snooping into our minds. Jeez. And for once, the two lawyers seem to agree on something. Even Karen is nodding, glaring at the telepath in this incredulous look like that thing is daring to call us.
I'm going to do a deception here.
Okay.
I'm going to go with, just to clarify my point as my duties here. I know I'm not meant to be scanning, but if anything was given away that I've picked up on that does have bearing on the potential legalities here, I am honor bound to report that. Am I correct?
Yes.
I do apologize. It's just when you were mentioning I was not doing any scan, but it's just when you said the only way for this to be null and void is for Malone to have proof that he isn't the father, and there was just some sort of thought came across from the other table that would suggest that there's a hint that maybe there's doubt in Malone being the father.
So,
That's because
telepath speculation.
Karen is a bitch, and she's fucked every single man around. Everyone. But I know Billy's
Oi!
mine. Look at his eyes. He is mine.
You calling
Fine.
me a harlot? In front of all these people? This is why I want that divorce.
Fine, I'll tell you what. If this piece of paper says that boy is mine, and I just gotta pay for it, there. Take your damn divorce.
That was easier than I
You
thought.
be quiet. That is my boy.
As the two, the lawyer and the ex-wife, stand up, they do not bow, but the lawyer almost does, out of sheer respect. But Karen, with her smug face, walks out, taking Billy and escorting him out from the room, leaving you three. Well, the lawyer also looks at you and says, I suppose that's then. I'll send you my bill, if there's anything else. You know where to find me.
Yeah, thanks.
Do you want me to deal with the telepath conversation, or do you want to do that yourself?
We'll deal with that later. I just
Yeah,
want to
fine.
go somewhere and, I don't know, get a drink or something.
Alright. Take care, buddy. He pats Noah on the shoulder and walks out of the room, leaving Landers and Noah alone in the room. Small room seeming a lot more spacious now that everyone has left.
Yes, that's that.
No, there was something there. You know, I'm not a telepath, but there's something off with that. I don't know humans that lot, and even I could tell there was something wrong with what was going on in this room.
Yeah, well, I don't know, these last couple of years. I mean, Karen's never really forgiven me for what happened to her brother. It's like she's going out of her way to make my life a living hell. I'm actually kind of relieved that this is all over.
But if he is your kid, a child should know his father.
You know what? He's not going to be a kid forever. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save up all my money. I'm going to do everything I can to see him. And I'm sure there'll be time around. I'll get a chance to spend time with him. For the time being, I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that boy has whatever he needs. Besides, I could raise up some money. Who knows, here in maybe 3, 4, 5 years, when he's old enough, I'll be able to give him a good start or something. Or who knows, maybe I'll just buy a ship.
At that very moment, you hear a scream from the hallway outside. That's Karen, screaming for her life.
Oh shit.
It's definitely a shriek of terror. Then you hear the trademark sound of a PPG blasting.
Your wife is still alive from everything you ever told me.
Yeah.
What?
Obviously something's happening right now, right?
Yep.
I get up, I run towards the door, and I open it, and I have no weapons on me, so I just get into a defensive position and... What's going on? What's wrong? Karen, Billy, are you okay?
As you're looking outside, you see the corridor. You see Karen, you see Billy, you see the two lawyers, all of them on the floor, bleeding. You also see in one of their hands a gun that has been clearly fired. It's still smoking. But he was not the one who killed them. Who killed them stands further apart. A strange dark shadow. It has more legs than you can count, its eyes gleaming red as it turns to look towards you. You are not certain which way it was headed until those two eyes, no, not two eyes, countless of eyes forming two areas of eyes, giving you the resemblance of human eyes, but they are clearly none of those. You are holding a gun though. You weren't a moment ago, but now you are. And that thing, it's coming closer. Its feet are moving, several feet clashing onto the ground, but making no sound, charging at you.
Because I'm still in the room, I'm like going to stand by. Do I actually hear this thing actually approaching at all?
No, there's no sound at all. It's an eerie silence. Only thing is, what Malone sees. You can't even hear the screams anymore. It's all quiet.
Malone, what's happening?
My eyes are just focused on this evil, black thing of death coming towards me. Weapon in hand, I don't even question where it came from. I just slow it down, aim center mass like I was taught, and just pull that trigger over and over and over, over and over and over.
Malone, I think you need to stop it.
And as Malone is shooting, Landers is trying to stop him. Landers finally sees the thing coming closer. There's several shots of the gun, ricocheting off the armor plating or whatever that shadow has. As it comes closer, its claw extending upwards and slashing.
I'm grabbing Malone, I'm literally trying to pull him back into the room.
And the claw comes down, striking the door frame in front of which Malone had been standing just a moment before, the claw hitting against it. There is only a small as the claw hits, shredding apart the wall, and the thing detaches it from the doorway, turning to look towards you, too, slowly, carefully, like it has all the time in the world, now that you are trapped in a single room with no way out.
Click, click, click.
I'm literally trying to overturn this table.
Yeah, the table is easy enough to overturn. It's not solidly attached to anything. It gives you a small barrier there.
Mm-hmm.
What is that thing?
I don't know, but you've shot that gun at it and it's just shredded off.
We gotta get past it. We gotta get back over there and make sure that Karen and Billy are alright. And we gotta kill this thing. Give me some ideas. What do we have to work with here? I'm gonna peek over the barricade again and assess the situation. Where in position he's at. Give me some more info, please.
Alright. The thing clearly has a head, as the eyes are on top of a shape that is a bit oval-ish in nature. It has a frame, sort of humanoidish, lean but clearly alien. And it has two arms with claws on them, and more legs than you are able to assess, as its dark shape does not seem entirely solid, phasing in and out, creating probably more than a few illusions of legs that are or are not at the same time. As it slowly walks towards you without making a sound with its steps, suddenly it stops, turning to look towards one way, towards the other, turn around, and it seems right in pain and descends into a fetal position on the ground, seemingly shaking in pain, and you only see a small black glove from the outside, from behind the doorway, when suddenly you are blasted with noise. And as you regain your bearings, you are in a racetrack, inside an audience, in middle of a race. There is cheering going all around you, as the alien beasts run across what would be a derby track, but instead these are some creatures. You remember them as wool. They are similar enough to horses, except with manes like a lion.
Yeah.
And they are carnivorous like lions, but been used as mounts by the Benzini for long enough. And as you are in the racetrack, You remember being present once, and as you look to your side to find Wesley, you find Landers sitting in his spot.
I've heard of these races, yes. I thought I would take a while to get here, but I've never been here before.
Look down and have a handful of tickets, all for one of these beasts. And it says, you got 10-1 odds on Running Star. If Running Star comes in first, we are rich, Landis. We are rich. We'll be able to retire early, buy whatever ship we want, go wherever we want, travel anywhere.
What year is it by any chance?
2249.
Yeah, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I kind of follow the races. And you said Running Star?
Running Star, yeah. Another Centauri told me this was going to be the #1 winner.
Oh, crap. If it's the race I'm thinking it is, I can't watch.
Don't worry, buddy. We pulled our money together. This is going to win. This is going to be good. You just got to believe. You just, come on.
I think I need to...
Running Star. Let's go. Come on.
And as you're looking at the race, the crowd is going wild. They're cheering on the first 3 horses. As the race comes close, it is a tie between 2 racers, the Running Star and the Wild Phoenix. 2 are neck on neck, heading towards the finish line, when suddenly the Wild Phoenix stumbles and Running Star goes through as first, giving you the pot of 32 million credits and some. You have just won the biggest bet you ever made at the odds of 32.5 to 1. Your 1 million credits that you managed to pool, loan and gamble away just made you the richest man you know.
Landis, we did it. This is great. We did it. We're rich. We're so rich. Oh my God.
No, I don't think this is real.
But I'm rich.
I wasn't here. Wesley told me about this. I was never here.
That's right. You were Wesley.
Yes, Wesley told me about this. When we and Wesley met and we were talking about, we were surprised that we both knew you. And he told me about this crazy story that you had gathered everything you had and blew it all in this race.
We lost, though. But now we won. These tickets.
And I wasn't at your divorce proceedings. I know Femi was there. I remember you told me one day after we met up again that how he helped you. Because we were talking about how we were surprised how we both knew Femi.
Landis, what's going on?
I don't know.
I don't understand what's happening around here.
But all these memories are tied to you somehow. Not to me, because I don't... Hell, I should still be on the Centauri battlecruiser, answering Admiral Murray's beck and call as his personal shuttle pilot.
Yeah, this is nothing seems right. We were at the Battle of Sandaloon. Then we were at the Force proceedings, and then that monster.
I was never at Sandaloon. I remember you telling me about it, but didn't you tell me that was a success?
Yeah. And now, we won, but we didn't win, you know? So where am I? Are these people real? And I'm going to look around and try to really carefully look at my surroundings, the people, looking for details of, I don't know, now that I know to look at reality versus not reality.
I don't know what to look at because I wasn't here. I'm only picking up on the 1 or 2 things that I know of from other interactions where people told me about these stories there. So I'm going, you have to pick out, I do not know what I'm looking for.
Noah, as he looks around, is quite certain that this is a close approximation. But as you look too deep, there seem to be details missing. Like if somebody's holding a ticket, you know he's holding a ticket, but there's no print on it. Just smudges. such things, they stand out. Like, this is a elaborate illusion, but some details are missing. Like, at some point you try to gaze upon, like, what color hair that guy has, and he has a hat, but there's no hair underneath. Okay, that seems weird. There are bald people, yes, but these small details are adding up. And to top that cake off, one of the people in attendance is a blonde-haired person in a light brown jacket with a badge of Psycho on her chest and a pair of black gloves on her hands.
I'm assuming I haven't seen her at the moment.
Yes, you do. You remember her from the Grand Hall, the entrance, from the speech.
Yeah,
You both notice her. Yes, that's one of the details that Landers can actually look for.
Hold on. Her? What is she doing here?
And as you are asking that, she is indeed seeming to be holding her head between her hands and leaning against the banister at the edge of the racing track.
That isn't good. No.
She's the only thing that's been following us through. She was there at the ceremony. She was there at the divorce proceedings. She's here now. I think we should go talk to her and find out what's going on with her. What she got to do with all this.
Better be careful. I've heard stories about your telepaths. I'm gonna go up and hope that the differences in my biology compared to humans means that if I was to potentially touch her, it's not going to have the same effects on me as it would on a human.
You have no clue.
Yeah.
Could even be that it's a stronger reaction.
I'm just taking the gamble here. I'm really.
You are on the racetrack.
Yeah.
The people are slowly moving towards the exits. Some more hurried than the others, but there is clearly room for you to maneuver towards the lady.
We'll both go together.
I'm gonna gently put my hand on her shoulder and I'm going, I believe that I've seen you before from somewhere.
As you do that, you notice that she's not holding her head as much as she's holding her mouth. And her eyes seem to be filled with panic of sort.
Are you okay? Can I help you in any way?
And as you ask that, there is a flash in both of your minds. There is this tightness, emptiness, nothingness, small, narrow space, a momentary relief, but then again, fright. A small shimmer of hope is extinguished, and something is drawn out of the surroundings, making what was empty a void. And as the flash ends, for a moment there is darkness, but then there is light. You are inside the shuttle. Landers has never been there before, but this is the shuttle where Noah died. Well, that's what Noah remembers. You are looking at the three Narns who are shooting at Noah with their weapons raised, plasma flying out, hitting the brave, foolhardy warrior on the chest several times. Except that there's two Noahs in this room, one who is standing nearby and one who is being shot. The other one seems unfazed, unnoticed. There is an eerie silence to it. There's no sound to the blasts. There is no impact in the air. It's like a mirage happening nearby.
Landis, that's me right there getting shot. How did I get myself into this situation?
There's a Wesley nearby crouching behind a crate.
I guess when I'm looking around, I just start to realize that this is us.
Yeah, this is now.
Landis, you remember how we said we were going to go drop off your brother-in-law?
Yeah.
We took a little side detour, and we captured the ship, and that's all I remember.
My last memory was a blue bolt and me trying to distract fear. What did you guys fire?
I don't remember anything past this point.
And
That's
indeed,
me right there being falling down.
and as Malone falls down, there is darkness once more as the vision ends, and you find yourselves in yet another location. This time, it is a desk, a fancy desk. It says Colonel Malone on it. The surroundings feel light, lighter than they should. There is some medals on a shelf nearby. There is a uniform in a glass case. There is a view of a city in a dome and a red planet behind it.
I'm guessing I'm also here for the ride as always. I'm looking, I'm going, right. What the hell am I doing on Mars? I believe this is Mars.
Yeah. We're skipping through different... I think what's going on that I'm flashing back through all the memories of my life because I'm dead. And you're dead too. You're here with me.
Can I just say, if you bring me on the ride, you're not a good friend. See, I believe in my afterlife being surrounded by beautiful Centauri women, and there is no beautiful Centauri woman.
The only woman that I've seen here is that blonde Psycorps person.
There's a knock on your door.
Who is it?
It's Lieutenant Jenkins. There's a report. Urgent one.
Yeah, come on in.
And as the door opens, there is Lieutenant Jenkins. He was your secretary, your adjutant in this job for the short time you held it. He comes in. Sir, there's something weird going on in Syria Planum. Weird activity. The radar is pretty much dead in that region. There was some odd blips on it before it just stopped. We're suspecting someone's using a jamming device in that region. Should we send someone to investigate?
You send somebody already to investigate, or is that the next plan of action that you recommend?
I am here to ask for your orders, sir. I need to sign off on the active commander in duty. Of course, the procedure is to send someone to check.
Was there any ships before the radar went down? Any sort of strange activity?
Yes, sir. There were odd blips on the radar. We were unable to identify them. Before the radar went dead, we were just about to send the Starfury to investigate, but before that we thought you should know.
Can you determine if the sensors are being jammed, or are they just offline at the moment?
The technicians are suspecting jamming. This is why we are bringing it to you instead of sending technicians.
Yeah. Well, I'm afraid that we might be under another sort of attack. I want defenses at the maximum. I want scout ships on the way. I want eyes in that location. I want to know what's going on. What do we have available to send?
Yes, sir. I do believe ESS Norfolk is in orbit. We can call on their support, but we also do have 6 fighters on standby and a troop transport ready to go in 5.
I want the Norfolk on standby. I want the fighters on recon mission ASAP. And I want the transports ready to load up. I don't want to take any chances. This is deep space. Some weird shit happens and we're still under... I don't know. I don't have a good feeling about this is all.
Sir, this is Mars. This is like the closest we can get to a core colony. But yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll do as you say. But are you sure you want to arouse the press that there is some major activity going on?
No, that's why I want everybody on standby and just send these 4 fighters. I want a quick recon mission. I want reports back, and I want it all within the hour.
If anyone was to ask what's going on, just tell them it's a random training mission.
Yes. Should I listen to this civilian, sir?
Yeah, Landis Jenkins.
I am a political attaché.
Since when has IPX and political attaches? I mean, you are wearing the IPX uniform.
That is my...
I'm sorry, I thought you were grey, but I have been mistaken, sir. I will take my leave.
Jenkins, I want to know what's going on within the next hour. I want hourly updates.
Yes, sir, sending the wing right away. And as he leaves, you turn to look at Landis. You do indeed notice that he's wearing a strange outfit. It is a civilian Earth outfit with the name tag and security pass that says IPX Elias Gray.
Who are these IPX guys?
IPX. I'm remembering some of this.
IPX is Interplanetary Expeditions.
That's what it is.
They are responsible for some of the archaeology going on in Mars, actually. Now that you recall, it was Elias who was coming here to talk to you about Seriaplanum, actually. You don't remember the exact details, but it was something about getting some supplies over to Seriaplanum when the report came in.
Landis, Gray. I'm sorry, this is getting all confusing all over again. Landis, we're gonna have to go check out what's going on. I suspect what we're gonna find out is it's gonna be jammed and there's nothing gonna be happening there. I suspect what's gonna happen is that you and I are gonna have to go down to Seriaplanum and investigate ourselves. There's a research station there, a dig. I think that you came here to inform me of it, and we're going to go check it out.
Well, it's starting to become evident from these other incidents. They're not seeing me as who I am.
Yeah.
And I nearly put my foot in it there. It's going to be a bit difficult if we have any more memories. I'm needing you to tell me who I'm meant to be playing.
I'm remembering so much more detail. We're in Mars. It's towards the end of my career. There's an exploration happening here in Mars at a dig site. Something's very important there. Something secret. I remember that something fishy and I didn't like it. And I went down there to investigate it, and you were there, but you're Gray. You're from IPX. Something very, very important there. I can't remember the details, though. But I know we have to go.
I'm surprised I'm going to say this. I think it's going to be best for me to keep quiet as much as possible where I don't put my foot in my mouth because I do not know what's going on. I do not want to be altering your history in any way possible and find out I've written myself out of the time stream. I do not know. I'm confused.
I don't think that's what's happening. I think that woman we keep seeing has got something to do with this, and every time we get near her, something happens. I don't know. But what I do know is this. I went down to investigate the dig site, and you were there, and I took a squad of Marines with me, because it's not normal that the sensors go out and they're being jammed. And something happens there and I can't quite remember. Jenkins.
Yes, sir.
I've changed my mind. I think what I want to do is I want to go on the recon mission myself. Prep the Forbes fighters. Go into stealth mode. I want a small squad to go with me. Can you make that happen?
Yes, sir. The troop transport is ready to leave in 5, sir.
All right. Everything else, try to keep this off of main communications. Try to keep this on the down low. We need to find out what's going on there first. This is under my jurisdiction, and it's fishy, and we're going to find out what's going to happen. Jenkins, we'll meet you at the transport bay. We're going to have IPX with us on this one as well. Over.
Yes, sir. Over and out.
Landis, get geared up. We're going down there.
Okay.
Well, you do remember that you do have your personal gear in the ready room next door to your office.
All right. If I remember correctly, we're going to go investigate that. It's going to be me, you, and a small squad of people. Geared up, get to transport. Okay. What needs to happen after this? Let's see where this goes.
No, do you mind if I just stay as far back as I can? Not my...
Oh, no, buddy. You need some better armor than what you got.
Oh, yeah. I know that. Can I bring something a bit heavier, like an armored vehicle of some kind?
No. We're going to be indoors. This isn't one of those outdoor missions. We're going to go in the research facility.
All right. Okay.
We're going to be taking this transports with us. That'll be nice and armored.
Okay. Can you direct me to the armorer?
Yeah, here. I got all this gear for you. What do you need?
As you enter the ready room of the Colonel, there is indeed a veritable armor in there on the shelves. there is more guns than you have seen in the Centauri cruiser crew armory. And there is even 2 what you would call battle suits of primitive but comprehensive design. In fact, you remember seeing one of those exact suits in Malone's quarters on the Jacaranda. There's 2 of them on the wall.
I'm just looking at some of the weaponry, and I pick up this heavy monster. I'm going, Malone, no offense, but I believe this belongs on a battleship, not for heavy infantry.
Oh no, buddy. You need somebody really big to carry Big Bertha. This is what's called heavy weapons and makes a big bang. This is not for you. This is maybe more your size.
Malone, can you please promise that you'll never allow Degar near that thing?
Yeah, I reckon I could promise that.
Thank you, that means a lot to me.
We probably won't be using Big Bertha for this, but yeah, this'll do. Standard issue, Marine Force, PPG, the Orecon model, full auto. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but it'll do its job. Take a couple extra clips. We'll say we geared up for this. Yeah. We'll take our combat HVACs, a few grenades. Let's see where we go. We'll go from there. We'll go to the transport all nice and geared up and see where this adventure takes us.
As you step outside of the room, you find yourself sitting in what appears to be an Earth Force transport. The back door is opening up, revealing the red landscape of Mars behind it. There is a group of soldiers nearby, and it just seems like you skipped ahead sometime, suddenly, by stepping through the door. And what you see is Syria Planum, just as you remember it. A big darn hole in the center, some tents near it, and a trail circling the big hole like a mile. And in that big hole, there is a large black antenna poking out of the ground. And there is this reverberation of air that seems to be emanating from it. Next to the ditch, looking down towards it, the same psionic woman, telepath, with a hand over her mouth and her back towards you as you land. The door open ahead of you, and the soldiers running out of the transport shuttle, securing the perimeter and going, "Sir, everything seems clear. No one here."
All right, stand by at the ready. On the weapons on hot and secure the perimeter. Forces out. We're going to go in and we'll just stand by. Landis, you're with me.
One of the weird things you realize as you're looking is that she is not wearing anything to protect her from the environment.
My question is, I'm obviously seeing her, I'm assuming Malone's seeing her, but is everyone else just treating her like she's invisible?
Well, she's a bit further away, but no one seems to be even pointing out that there is someone there. They just said that no one's here.
Landis, you and I are going to go find out what's going on once and for all. Let's go talk to this woman.
You do realize she's on a planet that's not fully terraformed, where we need suits to survive.
Yeah, in fact, you are both wearing a full armor that has breathing units in it. It feels heavier than sin on top of you.
Yeah.
Every time we move, we go.
You're wanting us to go to what appears to be a telepath that is able to survive in this atmosphere. I think you've got these entertainment things called horror films, and the rule seems to be, don't go to the scary woman.
Yeah, but I've always been the one that goes right up to the scary woman. I know this doesn't make sense. Nothing about this makes sense. You shouldn't be here.
I know.
I've already been here, but things are different. That woman is definitely not supposed to be here, and she's definitely not supposed to be wearing that and surviving.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, if there's a problem, I like to take the direct approach, go straight at it, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to go up there, we're going to improvise, We're gonna adapt, and we're gonna overcome. Are you with me or not, Landis? Come on. Are you with me or not?
Fine. You seem to be the one that's driving this. I can't see any other way out. We have to find out what's going on.
Good. Then come on. Let's make our way over there towards her.
As you do make your way closer, the movement becomes easier with each step as you acclimate to the rigors of the armor. And as you come near, she seems to be staring down at the big antenna on the ground there. There is some discarded tools there. Vehicles down in the pit nearby. Dig clearly around it. But the antenna is a part of something greater. It's not poking upwards, it's poking sideways. Little arch above and then sideways. It's been dug out. There is still remains of a trench near it where it's been discovered. And as you come near, she takes the hand off of her mouth and says, "It took me a while to find a place where it can't run free. It's died now, and we can talk."
Who are you?
I am dead. Well, I'm soon dead. Ever since he decided not to save me, there was nothing for me to do except escape. But he came with me.
What are you talking about? I don't even know what's going on.
And I shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
He is right. He should not be here. He is
That's...
an anomaly.
Yes, my point exactly.
I did not anticipate this at all. It was just supposed to be you and me. Well, it as well, but that's because it forced its way with me.
Lady, you're not making any sense. I need you to start talking English. English, do you speak it? Make sense. Who are you? What are you doing here? What are we doing here? Please help us out.
And use smaller words for me. English is a second language for myself.
Yes, this is your memory. Most of it is. It's hard to explain to you normals. But, my body is dead. And I am in your memories now. And so is that thing. And she nods towards the antenna in the ground.
Is that evil black monstrous thing with the red eyes?
Yes, that thing. It's taking me some concentration to keep it there. I am not sure how long I am going to survive in here.
What?
What can we help out with? If you're dead, how is this possible? What is that thing? How do I get back? How do I wake up?
As like Malone's like kind of talking there, I'm actually just staring more and more at this monstrosity in the pit, trying to actually get a gauge of how big it is.
As you're staring down, first it seems small and narrow antenna, but then you realize that ditch size. The hole on the ground, it's hundreds of meters wide, and this is a third of the hole. The antenna taking a whole third of it in width.
Great maker.
And the longer you stare at it, the deeper it seems. It's black, moving ever so slightly at the edge of your understanding. And the noise it's making, it's feeling louder. It doesn't sound louder, it just feels louder with each passing second as you focus on it. And that is the point when suddenly you feel a snap of leathery glove on your face. Don't. The more you focus on it, the more power you give it. I'm not sure about you though. Maybe you don't affect. You're an outlier. Maybe you are also the key. I don't know. I don't even know how you are here. He's here because it's his body, but...
Can I point out, on my world, that is an insult that would be answered with me challenging you to a duel?
Oh yeah. Go ahead. Kill me again.
Landis, this isn't the time or place. That black thing with the red eyes. I'm not scared of much, but that thing gives me the willies. And you, I still don't have a name from you, nor a way to get out of here.
I think we need to defeat it. kill it. In the memories, they need to vanquish it.
Oh yeah.
If we can do that, I think it will no longer be present, no longer a threat. As long as it remains, it can take over. Luckily, though, it can't. Not while you are so weak. She looks at Malone. As brave as your charge was, by being able to be shot down so quickly, you did give me a chance for an escape. Unfortunately, he is stronger than I am. Oh, it, actually. It seems masculine, though, but what remains of it is, I don't know.
Let me get this straight. We invaded this shuttle. I'm assuming that somehow you're part of this shuttle. I get hit really hard. I think I'm dead, but I'm not. And somehow you took that opportunity to, I don't know, stop space, time, or my mind, and this thing is in here with us in my mind, and Landis too?
Yes, simply put. It's not as simple as that, but it's close enough.
You can't be dead, though.
No, he's not dead yet, just
But
unconscious.
neither could you, madam. You have to be alive somehow.
Only
Yeah.
as memories. My corpse has already gone beyond. I am beyond saving. The only thing that remains of me is what is inside this jarhead.
All right. Well, it seems to me like we know the solution then. We're gonna kill this thing, and we're gonna get out of this nightmare. Landis, you with me?
Oh, I think I've got no other choice, Sam.
And lady, what do we call you?
Call me Talia.
Very well, Talia. Do you know who we are?
Yes, you've mentioned your names quite often. You are Noah, and he is large as.
Close enough. It's Landis.
Yes, I am aware, but I prefer mine.
Okay.
He does
Start looking
have
at this big...
an intriguing mind, very inquisitive and cowardly.
What some people call cowardice, I call prudence.
Yes, I am sure you do.
Why I'm still alive.
I will try and focus on keeping it from using all of its power, which is more than I can say to be able to do for long. As I said, this is one of the few places where I am able to keep it in one place. One of the memories. It has something to do with that thing. There is a connection between the two, I just don't know what. Maybe you need to destroy that? Or then it will set it free, I don't know.
We're gonna figure this out. We got a mysterious black hole with an antenna coming out of it, and a monster with black skin and red eyes is like the devil. And all I know is that if we could make it bleed, we can kill it.
Noah,
Yeah.
from your memory there was a ship above us.
What originally happened, now that I remember it, Gray, you, IPX. I wasn't supposed to be snooping around here, but I was. And he did not like it. And I saw him do something I can't quite remember. But this isn't the first time that I've been left for dead, because he turned around and just wiped out me and my crew, my squad, me and the 5 others. I was the only one left alive. And it was days before somebody came looking for me. This does not turn out well. And I don't remember any of the details. But right now, I know one thing for absolute certainty. Is that I want to wake up, and I know that the way to do it is to defeat that thing. That's what I'm going to do.
All I can tell is I don't think it's just an antenna. I think there's something more there. And it feels like it wants to get out. It should never be leased. Burn it with fire. You have a ship above us. Nuke it, or whatever you've got. If you've got mass drivers, pummel that thing into the ground when it has no chance of defending itself.
Jenkins, this is Malone. Do you copy? Over.
You do remember one thing. You are being jammed. Your message is not getting through.
Jenkins? Shit. I think we're on our own here. But on the transport ship, we got a little bit of explosives.
This is a mining operation that they had to be executed, and I don't think they would have been just solely relying on diggers. They would use explosives themselves.
Yeah, that's not the problem. I like what you're thinking. Here's what I'm suggesting.
Okay.
We go into this hole.
Uh-huh.
We set it up to rig to explode and collapse behind us. We take care of driving this thing deep down and trapping them.
Yeah, small point. It's a crater.
So in my mind, I am imagining that this is where we have to go. That this thing, this monstrosity, this glitch is here. It's too important. I mean, that's where my brain is going. Get into the hole, defeat this thing, and or close this hole permanently.
Close it or try and burn out or damage whatever's in there.
You have options. Definitely, you could try and overcome the jamming somehow. Get a direct communication link with someone.
Well,
Send
like
the
that.
shuttle back to communicate. You could indeed rig explosives, try to blow the thing up down there. Get all the explosives you can, but there is the point that this is an archaeological dig, not a mining dig.
Yeah.
So it's probably not gonna be filled with explosives. What you have is what you had with you, but you were sufficiently prepared for a combat, so you brought some, but not enough to blow up a battleship.
We also had escort fighters, didn't
Yeah,
we?
you did summon 4 fighters. They should be sufficiently nearby, but as they are in the jamming distance. But you could just get outside of the jamming range and get into the nitty-gritty of calling them in.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking most of the explosives are on the transport ship that brought us.
Yep.
Which is by Jenkins and the rest of the squad over there.
Yeah, they're not far. That's like some distance away. You can just go to them and say, hey, go get us some backup.
I like that. I like that a lot. This is what we're going to do. We're going to offload whatever weapon we have from the transport. We're going to see about the jam. No, let's just investigate this jamming signal. We're going to have to send Jenkins off to get some more reinforcements. But no matter what, we can get whatever heavy weaponry and explosives off of the shuttle to aid us. And we're going to have to somehow bring this creature out to us, or we're going to have to go after it.
There is one other option. Talia says, you can fight it here, or you can fight it when it was weaker. But over there, I can't help you. It's, back in the research lab. When it got into my mind, I was unable to act. But it would not hinder you. It would be my memory. It would be free to do as it pleases, but it would not also be as strong as it is here. It's also bound by some of the memory.
You telling me, Talia, that if we go battle it in your memory, it's going to be weaker?
But for here. It's going to have its own advantages there, as it's a small closed space. But here it feels bigger somehow. It is up to you. You can try fight it here.
I know this area really well. Land as you and I are loaded up for bear. Sun Tzu says always attack an enemy where it's weakest. But when the enemy is stronger, the element of surprise can more than often turn the tide. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to set up a surprise for him. And then we're going to overwhelm him.
Also, I believe, as you said, you know the terrain.
Yeah.
We know the advantages that we have here. We have got ships. We have got men that can help us. Whereas if we go to where it's weaker. We do not know the terrain. We do not know what allies it has and allies that we would have. We do not know what our limitations or capabilities would be. Going into a battle in that situation would be unadvisable. I believe your son Sue said, know yourself but not your enemy. You win 50% of the time. Know yourself and the enemy and win 100% of the time.
Well, close enough, but yeah.
As you know, English...
It's lost in translation, I get it.
Yeah, it does.
Well, we're decided then.
I'd rather pick the 50% than go into the 0% one.
Yeah. Talia, Landis, here's the plan. We're going to rendezvous with Jenkins. We're going to offload a couple of explosives, set up a few firing arcs, get in a position already. We're going to make this thing come to us. And then, once the trap is set, boom, we take care of it and get out of here. And I'm sure somewhere along the line we'll have to improvise, but that's what we're best at. All right, and with that, I think we're going to head over to Jenkins and set up for the guys, position-wise, to help out, offload...
When you turn, you hear on the radio. Sir, can you hear me? Sir?
Yeah. Come in. I copy you.
I managed to set up the direct laser radio service, so as long as we stay inside, we can talk over the radio as much as we want, sir. So, what is the status?
The status is we get a big bad wolf over here, and we need to take care of it. I need 5 of your best men. I need full weaponries. I need advanced armor, and I need you to offload as many of the explosives as you can. Bring them over to us where we're at, and we'll set up a trap for this thing. I'll give you extra details when you come in.
Yes, sir. Proceeding to land immediately. You see on the sky, as the transport ship veers towards your direction, begins its landing procedure, making its way down towards you. There's also the fighter wing of 4 fighters nearby that are doing the escort, almost hovering in the air, but considering these are fighters that are not intended for atmospheric flight, but are able to do it, because this Mars and the atmosphere is barely present. They are clumsy, but able to maneuver somewhat efficiently.
What about ground transport? Did Jenkins come with any of the ground forces?
Ground forces, yeah. The transport ship has the ground forces in it. There is the squadron you ordered to come with you, but you didn't give him orders to go get more. He's just landing with what he has.
Yeah. I'm thinking that 5 squad members, Landis, Talia, and I, might be able to take this out. And Landis, you could chime in on this too, but 5 squad members spread out, you and I in the front, and I'm figuring we're going to have to figure out how to lure this thing out or come up to it at one point.
I'm thinking if it's hiding, there's nothing at the moment that's forcing it to come out to us. But the one thing I do know that does bring a lot of people out to face someone is when something of theirs goes bang.
Well, we're on an archaeological site, so we've got to be careful about not destroying too much stuff.
Well, I'm just thinking the explosive close enough to the ship might draw it out. And I always believe in the higher ground.
Yeah. On that note, Talia, where's he at right now? How can we bring him out towards us? You seem to be the most knowledgeable about this thing.
It's the black thing inside. I don't know what it is. All I know is it's that, and that is it. It's not the same. It's inside it. A part of it. It's different, but it's the same.
Are you trying to say they're connected to something?
They are connected by something. It gives me the same impression as an apple tree and an apple. Or a tiger and a kitten.
You're saying it felt stronger here?
Yes.
Just out of curiosity, when you attacked it at the corridor, when that was attacking us, did it feel weaker there?
Yeah, I shot it a bunch.
Yes, the shots, they had an effect. While it seemed like they didn't, they did. Yes, it was weaker there. definitely was weaker. In here, it is bound to that place. It
Probably that
it
antenna.
can't move. Probably that. It has the same essence. It cannot move from that. I know that much. That's why I chose this place, this memory.
What arms do your Star Furies have?
Unidirectional pulse cannons and missile racks.
Fire a couple of the missiles. Hit that thing.
We don't want to destroy the crater itself, right? Is this antenna part of this natural formation that seems to be coming out?
That's not natural.
Yeah, there is nothing except the ground and the antenna. The antenna is jet black, deep, moving colors, shades of black. It's like a sore thumb in the middle of the crater, just sticking out.
Landis, how about this? I like your idea of blowing it up. How about we just put a couple explosives around it, get ready to set it off. We'll have Marines stationed around. See what happens after we blow it up, and get ready to engage the enemy.
That's all we can do.
You heard it, Jenkins. Get your troops ready. Load me up some explosive ordnance around the antenna. Do what you can and bring it down. Be ready in 5 minutes, and then we'll hit go, blow it up, get ready to shoot whatever comes at us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. On my way. And indeed, he doles out explosives to the guys. They're picking up the heaviest things they can find in the ship. They weren't prepared to fight anything heavier than a few humans and possibly a couple of vehicles. But your main firepower was always in the fighter escort. They were supposed to deal with any vehicles.
Yeah, but I'm assuming we have some C4, maybe some micro nukes, a couple grenades that we can put on there.
No nukes. Nukes require a bit higher clearance to be used. You don't have access to those, but you do have...
Micro nukes.
Not even those.
But even those, I got you. Probably not the best idea to set one off here.
But you have...
likes big explosions. Oh yeah.
You have a total of 5 doses of plastic explosive. Those are just a standard issue breaching kit in case you need to breach into something. And then you have the military rifles with the auto fire ability, as well as a single rocket launcher, just in case you need to take down a tank.
Alright.
On top of that, you have the fighter escorts.
Yeah. I think we got this. I think we're loaded for bear. I think let's do this.
Alright, so you are getting into positions, your soldiers getting ready, finding cover behind rocks, various vehicles left behind by the excavation crew, who seem awfully missing. Talia, on the other hand, seems to stand still on the very ledge you found her on, not having moved more than her hands and her mouth since you arrived. There is the slight breeze of Mars, but it doesn't seem to affect her at all. The fighter crews are informed by the tight beam transmissions of their orders, and they are ready and waiting for the colonel's orders on how to proceed. I assume you both are also seeking cover behind some solid obstacles?
Yeah. Since we have time to set up, we are going to find rocks, covers, impromptu formations, tripods setting up, all aiming at this thing. We're going to have a countdown going for the explosion. We're going to have ships on the standby, but definitely we are in cover, preparing.
All right. It's your initiative. That thing is tracked.
All right. Step number 1. We're going to set up the explosive charge. We're going to react after that. Preparations. Give me a countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And the explosives go boom. There's a loud noise as the light fills the air, the vibrations of the ground reaching even your sanctuaries behind the solid formations. That is clearly a big boom. Even Talia's hair flows back a bit as she stands on the precipice, her shoulder-length hair revealing a small smile as she sees the explosion.
Oh,
Though,
yeah.
as the smile appears, it as quickly seems to die, as from the smoke raises an antenna upwards in the sky, and another,
and another, like a great big spider from the smoke. It's
Whoops.
spanning 100 meters from edge to edge, the wide creature floating in the air, attracting the attention of the local fighters who opened fire with everything they had. Rockets flying out of the sky, pulse cannons spewing energy at it. The barrage of many explosions littering the surface of this dark creature as it attempts to climb higher. It spits out a line of purple energy that digs through the ground, making a wedge into it as it darts up towards one of the fighters, splitting it in half immediately, the two halves spinning side by side as the explosions seem to make the thing scream. You can literally hear it in your ears and in your bellies directly, the scream of the creature as it's in agony. But its agony also in itself terrifying to you. Regardless, it still lives as the rockets pepper its surface. How do you react?
Open fire! Just blaster fire. We're going to open up with all full salvo.
Open rifle fire. And all the soldiers follow the order, some more hesitantly than others, but each of them contributing to their marine training.
Focus on it, and only it.
There is hesitation among the crew. The two that are closest to the laser beam spat out by the spider cover behind their rocks, holding their rifles like that would save them from its wrath. The great hole between them agape, reminding them of the terrifying power of the creature. As you fire on the enemy, it's not a matter of hitting. It's close enough. Your rifles can barely miss it from this range. It is only the matter of whether or not you have the guts to pull the trigger. And as the barrage continues, another fighter goes down from its rage and it blows up. It splots, crashing down on the ground. One of the wings of the X-winged fighters hits Talia from behind. Actually hits her, and she opens her eyes. She was not expecting that, and she falls down the edge towards the bottom of the steep cliff with the piece of the hot engine on her back, and that is when the great big creature stops and spits once more, but this time it's black, it's round, and it's slower. As it lands on the ground near you, it clambers up on its many legs, its head popping up as the formations of million eyes blink red and turn towards the two of you.
Oh shit.
I'll be popping in a new clip.
On the counters, though, the big spider-like thing continues to fall from that moment downwards, crashing down into the excavation, causing the ground to jump underneath your feet from its sheer weight, as it uncontrollably smashes on the surface, making its many antennae point in various odd directions.
I'm just gonna go to Malone and I'll go, I think you go left, I go right, we flag this thing.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Give us some cover and fire. And we'll split off, do exactly that, flank and cross connect, and shoot at it from opposite angles. If we were to want to hit this thing, are we hitting downward into the giant crater?
Are you shooting the thing with the eyes, or the thing that fell into the crater?
Oh no, we're shooting at the bug guy.
Yeah, the bug guy is on your level.
I'm imagining there's a hole, the ship antenna thing went into it, and it stayed on top at ground level, even with us, and that's what we're flanking.
Yep.
Alright, let's do it. Friend or foe, HUD is on.
You are caught in a surprise when the thing actually moves. You were both celebrating the down of the greater threat, but the smaller one, it reacts faster than you could. Its legs spinning it into action. It dashes through the distance, making it next to Malone, engaging the poor bastard in melee combat. Its clawed arms moving at you. You manage to just in time put your rifle between its claw and yourself, and your rifle is cut summarily in half, but it is enough to deflect the blow.
Oof.
Then again, rifle is useless in melee combat anyway.
I'm not going to be comfortable shooting.
Shoot it.
Can I move myself in a way where it's going to be blocking most of the shots, so if I miss, it's not going to be hitting Noah. That's my plan anyway. So I'm going to get up behind it and start shooting into its back.
And yeah, the plasma bolt hits it square in the side. Only a small part of it ricocheting, but most of it sticking into its skin. There is this writhing pain in the backs of your skulls as it does.
Just die already!
Malone, you are in melee.
How big is this in relationship to me, a human? Pretty big human, but still.
It is slightly larger. It has a wider stance. It's a head taller, but it seems skinnier than you.
Yeah, well, this is the younger version of me. Bigger, buffer, badasser. Since my rifle is kind of busted in half, would I still be able to use the buzzsaw function on it? Or if not, I have a couple of my daggers.
Yes, you are.
All right. In that case, let's do that. Since we're locked up in melee combat, I'm going to activate the bzzz laser saw at the end and just try to hack at it a lot.
The saw blade buzzes through the air, attempting to hit the shadowy spider, but unfortunately it is far too nimble, far too dexterous to be caught by its horrible teeth. Now, it is the turn of your faithful troopers, who for a moment there cheered at the impending victory, but soon noticed that their commander is in trouble. The closest ones of them point their guns into the melee and take a shot, missing and scoring a quite handsome hit, actually.
Ooh.
The other three moving into position, Jenkins as well, leading the charge, pondering between whether or not to use his rocket launcher or not. He's boss in melee, but hey, it's an instant promotion. So that's a consideration there. The creature takes another hit from a plasma bolt coming from the distance, making it screech in similar manner as when Landers managed to land a hit. And the turn goes back around. The creature's quick reflexes handing it not a turn, as its claws move into action, both of them striking at the same time. This time, one of them is parried with the buzzing saw, it repelling the impending claw attack, but as the buzz saw is on the other side, the other claw is free to attack, and it takes its chance, plunging itself between the ribs.
That hurts.
Its blade feels oddly warm as it enters between the ribs. It's not steel.
Ooh.
It's not the weapons you are used to taking. It's warm, sort of kind in comparison, but it pulls out as painfully as the others, if not more so, as the creature prepares to jab you once more.
I'm going to drop to a knee, aim the rifle. As I'm seeing it, raise another arm to bring it down. I'm actually going to try and shoot around the shoulder, or what would approximate the shoulder of this creature. And as I'm doing it, I'm going to be shouting at the soldiers, "Shoot at its limbs! Shoot at its limbs!"
Yes, the soldiers will keep on doing what they were doing, despite of your brilliant instructions.
I'm hurt. This thing's in front of me. My gun is busted, but I got my rifle. Hearing the commands of Landis is what I heard. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. I'm going to try to cut off one of the dominant arms, or at least the claw portion of it, and try to buzzsaw it out with my battle rifle melee style.
Oh, the half of your battle rifle melee style.
Yeah.
Oh, that is hurting. It's hurting like hell. The thing screeches in more agony as part of its limb is torn asunder, the shining bright limb still remaining as it screeches. But before it manages to do anything to revenge itself, more soldiers join the fray as they shoot at the creature. While their shots seem to be on the spot, they seem to hit rather poorly as they mostly ricochet off its surface. The few hits that do manage to hit the thing's armor don't do much to make it unhappier than it was. It does still make a small screech, but it is its turn once more. And this time, the blade hits.
That pretty much hurts a lot.
Definitely. Luckily for you, that was its only attack this round.
Right. I'm actually just going to be trying to fire at that. I'm assuming that arm's right in Malone at the moment. They're quite still, or is it still moving, whipping around?
The arm that was cut, it's pretty much just hanging.
Well, but there's another arm, though, that's
the
hanging.
other arm is hitting Malone easily.
Now I'm dropping down on my knees even.
Even with your help, it was insufficient.
Basically, I'm just going to keep aiming at the shoulder, ear at the shoulder, kind of like around the muscle mass of that other arm, you know? That's my kind of target. I want to try and, if I'm not hitting that arm, I want to be kind of, if I'm not hitting there, I want to be kind of hitting there, you know?
Yeah. So still trying to stop it from attacking more.
Yeah. That's going to be...
That's going to be a miss.
Yeah. It's just moving too much. I'm cursing, I'm going, can someone bloody shoot its legs?
I think it's on its death. Well, I have no idea. How hurt does this thing look?
Oh, it's hurt.
It's black. It has gleaming red eyes. And it's mean. It has only one arm, you think?
Is there a way that I can pop a grenade off, stick it on him, and push myself away from him? Is there a series of actions and minor actions that allows me to do that safely?
Not safely, as there is always the risk factor, but there is a chance that you may be able to do it and get out of dodge.
Let's go with the safe bet and just keep on with the buzzsaw charge at the end of my rifle. I'm going to drive it straight at its center mass, just like he hit me center mass, and oh wait, I'm already weak. That's not even going to give me a lot of strength stuff, is it?
Nope.
No, I'm realizing my situation here. I am boned. Alright, let's do that. I like the grenade thing. I would like to disengage, move away, and stun grenade him. I'm going to yell out, alright folks, I got some tension. Throw everything you got here right now. Pop. Stun grenade, and then push myself as far back away and dive to cover.
Yes, as you do that, the creature is allowed the final attempt to keep you in melee. Its claw swinging, hitting the stun grenade and sending it barreling your way as you try to escape. It landing straight into your arms just before it says
So that it really just stunned itself back at me. Alright.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Good thing you picked the stun grenade, not the frag.
The blast shakes you, but that's about it. This is also where the crew gets into action. There is space between you and it, so there is fire coming through from almost all angles. Landas, somebody shot you in the back.
Oh.
Let's see if another shot hits someone in the back. Nope, this one doesn't hit anything. This one hits the right side of the barn. That one misses the right side of the barn. This one goes to the same place as the last one. And only remaining shot is Jenkins's rocket launcher. Somebody did say shoot everything you have at it. So rocket launcher it is. The rocket launcher is shot. The flame bursts out from behind the tube. The grenade propels out of it straight towards the creature. Slides, aiming dead on at it. And at the very last moment, the creature dodges to the side and the rocket just flies past and hits something of the excavation site a few meters that way, leaving a big hole where a little anticlimactic wins at everyone.
Not even splash damage.
Not even splash damage. Jenkins is as miffed as the rest of you. The creature seemingly unhappy with the situation. It has no things in melee, So it lets out a screech and vanishes. It sort of moves side by side so fast that suddenly you can no longer see it. There's an eerie silence in the air, but also the dread of the creature nearby. It is somewhere.
I get up from the ground. Where'd it go? Throw down my useless weapon and pull out just a single pistol.
As you look around the battlefield, there is the eerie silence. Everyone is looking around nervously. You know you have not beaten this thing yet. It is still in there. The sensation thread is all around. You see where it stood, there is black marks all around the ground. There's a tinge of green in it, but mostly black. And then there is another puzzle over there, and another over there. And it keeps on going, the line. This thing is bleeding. It is moving, but is unable to hide its moving due to the bleeding. It is circling around, attempting to get behind Malone.
As I see this, I'm going to move up and position myself over Malone's body.
You come next to me, and you're taller, and you're shooting over me instead of through me. I got you.
Yeah. So it's me basically covering him till he either gets up or gives indication that he can move.
Can you shoot at that area where you think he might be at?
Yeah, you can definitely try it, especially with a grenade.
Was I given any grenades by you?
He gave you the gear he wanted to have, so.
Okay.
Load it up, man.
I'm just going to go, which one's which again? Human destinations, I'm not sure. Which one do you...
Literally pull anyone and just toss him this way.
Okay.
The one with the red top.
Right, what, red? Centauri don't really see red. Is that the red one?
Just throw it at him.
Alright.
There is a satisfying boom exactly where you expect it to be. You can for a fraction of a second see the air vibrate to reveal the black creature that proceeds to do the appropriate thing when encountering the grenade and spread yourself over a wide area. And the pieces of the black, shining, crevice-like material spread everywhere. And as that happens, your vision begins to darken all around, getting hazy. There is a voice going, "You'll be alright, don't worry, we'll take care of you." And there is the sound of a beep, 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 beep. You can hear the running steps of someone, and there is a small voice saying, "Now I can sleep," inside Malone's mind. And here is where we end the session.
See you next week.
Bonus nachos, everybody.